As terrifyingly smelly as it is, this creature actually looks incredibly adorable. Do you know what it is? Well, if you thought it was some kind of mutant armadillo, you'd be totally wrong. Our planet is still home to many strange creatures that few people know about. It's not necessarily because they're extremely rare, but simply because we rarely notice them. For example, take a look at the two animals in the picture below. Do you know what they are? Chances are you've never even heard their names before. These two creatures are tamanduas, a genus of the anteater family, Myrmecophagidae. In today's video, we'll take a closer look at this mysterious animal. Let's get started. Let's start with a brief introduction to the tamandua. The tamed valley is a genus of mammals in the order Pelosa. It consists of two species of anteaters that are closely related to the giant anteater but are much smaller in size. The two species are the southern tamandua, Tamandua tetradactyla, and the northern tamandua, Tamandua mexicana. Both species are named after their native regions in South America. However, the northern tamandua can also be found in Central America. The name tamandua means small anteater in the native Tupi language, and these little guys really live up to their name. While giant anteaters can grow to over 6 feet in length, tamanduas average around half of that. Northern tamanduas tend to be a bit smaller than their southern counterparts, with a total length ranging from 23 to 28 inches. They weigh between 8 and 13 pounds. Southern tamanduas are usually slightly larger, measuring 25 to 31 inches long and weighing between 11 and 22 pounds. Like all anteaters, tamanduas have long tails, elongated snouts, small eyes, and upright ears. Their tongues are also extremely long, reaching up to 40 centimeters. However, unlike the giant anteater, which has coarse, sparse hair, tamanduas have fairly thick, soft fur. Its fur is usually yellowish-white, although they have a distinctive black patch that runs down their bodies from the middle of their head to their hind legs. The fur on their tails is also shorter than the rest of their body. If you didn't notice it before, let's draw your attention to the claws on those little hands once again. Those sharp weapons can grow up to 4 inches long. Now, why do anteaters need such large claws? You might think they're just great for climbing trees, and that's true. But there's another reason. Not only does the claw size help them raid ant nests high in trees, it also helps them escape predators. That is, when they don't resort to other strategies like spraying a foul-smelling liquid from their butt. We'll talk more about that later. Tamanduas have several characteristics that make them truly unique. First, they're one of the few mammals that regularly walk on their hind legs. This behavior is especially noticeable when they feel threatened. In such situations, they stand on their hind legs and spread their forelimbs wide to make themselves look bigger. To be honest, it's not very scary. It's kind of cute, like watching a little kid trying to look intimidating. But don't be fooled by their appearance. Tamanduas are capable of unleashing a truly horrifying stench. Perhaps what makes them truly special is their extraordinary defense mechanism. When threatened, they will stand upright on their hind legs, spreading their forelimbs wide to appear larger. Then they'll either flee or attack. If they choose to attack, they will use their razor-sharp claws and powerful forelimbs to strike their enemies. These claws are so strong they can even break through solid ice. However, if a larger predator gets too close for comfort, they'll use a different weapon, a biological weapon, a sticky, foul-smelling spray aimed directly at the intruder's nose. Most people think of skunks as the kings of stink, but tamanduas are 4 times smellier than them. Even against smaller threats, tamanduas are well-equipped. Their thick fur and tough skin protect them from ants or insects trying to fight back while they feed. In addition, their claws help them tear open anthills and termite mounds with ease. With their tongue, they lap up the insects, catching ants and termites in the sticky saliva. No wonder they're called ant-eaters. The tongue is perfect for this task. It's long, thick, and covered in tiny backward-facing spines. Each one of these spines acts like a small hook that catches prey and brings it towards the throat. But not everything is so simple. Although they're distant relatives, tamanduas and giant anteaters chose completely different lifestyles. Giant anteaters spend almost their entire lives on land. They feed on the ground, sleep on the ground, and have no ability to climb trees. On the contrary, tamanduas are excellent tree climbers who prefer to raid ant nests high above the ground. They spend most of their time in trees, including sleeping. Of course, this doesn't mean they never come down. They occasionally descend from trees to forage for fruit or occasionally mate. Like other anteaters, tamanduas are mostly active during the day. They're generally solitary except during mating season, when males compete for the right to mate with a female in heat. Mating itself is a rather quick affair that lasts only a few minutes. After a gestation period of 190 days, the female gives birth to one baby, which she will nurse for up to 18 months. The offspring of tamanduas are called tamandua pups. Newborn pups weigh approximately 330 grams and measure around 13 inches long. At first, they're completely helpless and depend entirely on their mother. However, at the age of 6 months, they become more independent and begin exploring their surroundings. At the age of 1 year, they can already climb trees and seek food on their own. Tamandua pups reach sexual maturity at the age of 2 years. The life expectancy of tamanduas in the wild is estimated to be around 15 years, although in captivity, they can live up to 20 years. Now let's talk about their habitat. Tamanduas live in the tropical forests of Central and South America. They prefer areas with a lot of trees and access to water. The northern tamandua has a wider distribution range, stretching from southern Mexico to Panama and Venezuela. Meanwhile, the southern tamandua is found in Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, and Bolivia. Unfortunately, due to human activities, the habitat of tamanduas has been significantly reduced. Deforestation has led to the destruction of their natural environment, making it more difficult for them to find food and shelter. In addition, overhunting and the pet trade have also contributed to the decline in their numbers. As a result, tamanduas are currently listed as a vulnerable species by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN. And here's one final interesting fact. In the 1700s, most Europeans believed that anteaters were hermaphrodites. People claimed they had 2 sets of genitals, one in the usual place and another being their long, tube-like snout. Naturally, this bizarre theory quickly gained widespread popularity. It was only in the following centuries that scientists finally figured out how anteaters work, proving once and for all that they're just ordinary mammals. And that's all for today. We hope you enjoyed learning more about this amazing animal. Please share your thoughts and comments with us.